my God, babes. Welcome back, babes. I am gasping for air today because I am spiraling.
You are fully spiraling, gorgeous. I mean, the energy is frantic.
It is frantic. Because, okay, we love our Snark squad, right? We love you guys, but babes, we are not seeing our Apple ratings go up.
We are absolutely not. Like, the algorithmic needle is completely stuck. It's stagnant.
Stagnant. We are not seeing the subscribers go up. Like, babes, come on. We need the love because, I hate to break it to you, George Clooney is not sponsoring this podcast.
Honestly, if George wants to slide into our DMs and offer a lucrative corporate sponsorship, we are highly open to negotiations.
Oh, completely open.
But until then, it is up to you. Like, you are our George Clooney Snark squad. You hold the power here.
You really do. George is not funding my wellness retreats, he's not paying my rent, and he's definitely not paying for the sheer amount of psychological analysis we are about to deliver today. So just hit the 5 stars. It takes 2 seconds.
It's free. But listen, let's just lower our collective blood pressure for a second. Because, yes, the drinks are flowing tonight.
Oh, they are flowing.
We are drinking white peach sangria, and let me tell you, it is giving total tropical goddess energy.
I am fully, and I mean fully embracing the tropical goddess delusion today because, like, why does sangria feel so incredibly luxurious?
It's the aesthetic, bestie.
It really is. The moment you take a standard white wine, right, and you chop up some stone fruit and let it soak, it just elevates your entire tax bracket. I am romanticizing summer immediately.
You're halfway to the Amalfi Coast in your mind.
Literally, I've decided that right now we are vacationing somewhere impossibly expensive, like maybe a yacht in Mykonos. I had the sangria, I had the tropical energy, and I am ready to be financially irresponsible.
I love that for you. I am just treating this white peach sangria like a very exclusive lifestyle brand. It's not a beverage, it's a coping mechanism.
Yes, a vital coping mechanism.
Exactly. Frankly, considering the unhinged reality TV warfare we have to dissect every single week, becoming emotionally dependent on wine is just a workplace hazard at this point.
It is a hazard. And oh my gosh, speaking of the workplace, we have a major announcement for the Snark Squad.
Oh boy, we do.
We finally did it, you guys. We officially started a second podcast in the true crime space. It's called Fugitive Files.
We are absolute gluttons for punishment is what we are.
We are. But babes, apparently we are now in our soft girl true crime dentist era, which is insane.
It's a string of words I never thought would apply to my actual life.
Yeah.
But here we are, completely blurring the lines between clinical healthcare and media empires.
I know. I am emotionally overwhelmed, but I'm so excited. Like, try to imagine managing 2 entirely different shows, right?
Right.
Plus balancing a full-time career in dentistry.
Right, which involves sharp, high-speed drills and actual human teeth.
Which is terrifying on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And then coordinating recording schedules and somehow trying to have hobbies so we don't completely lose our minds. I am exhausted, but weirdly, I'm thriving.
I mean, I am currently trying to calculate how many separate personalities we have operating at once.
Too many.
Way too many. Switching from, like, lecturing patients on enamel health to analyzing forensic evidence to roasting reality TV stars all in a 24-hour window, it's clinically concerning.
It is a lot.
Honestly, maybe rec basketball needs to go because something in this schedule has to die, my snarky friend. It's just simple math.
No. We need the basketball for the cardio. We need the endorphins. But Snark Squad, please do not panic. Breathe. We are only recording 1 true crime episode a week.
Barely.
The Snark site is still our main chaotic home. We are never abandoning the reality TV mess because this is our bread and butter. But wait, the chaos doesn't stop there. Yesterday, we talked about touring our dream apartment.
Oh my God, yes.
And babes, we got it. Yes, babes, they had 2 apartments available. Literally, the universe blessed us.
I am still genuinely in shock. Like, we went in to look at 1 unit and somehow we walk out with 2 signed leases on the exact same floor.
I know. We officially put down the first month's rent. And in a month, we will both be living in the exact same apartment building.
It's terrifying but amazing.
I feel like an actual adult. The manifestation worked. I am already mentally decorating every single room. Like, I have a vision board, I have fabric swatches. We are becoming those girls.
I am still just shocked we willingly signed another lease, honestly, considering how much we complain about moving. But here we are.
We had to. The floor-to-ceiling windows demanded it.
Honestly, our crystal collections manifested this. The wellness girlies on TikTok were right all along.
They were.
We charged our quartz under the full moon, we set our intentions, And suddenly the leasing agent is just handing us the keys.
The crystals hold kinetic energy, I swear to you. We are going to be those sophisticated women who drink our lifestyle brand sangria on a beautifully curated balcony.
Right, while gossiping about Bravo.
Exactly. So pour another glass of that tropical goddess juice because we need to take all this positive energy and just dive headfirst into the absolute gutter. We have to talk about Southern Hospitality, Season 4, Episode 12, Big Gay Explosion.
Oh, the illusion of control this week is just staggering.
Right. Everyone is just trying to control the narrative.
Yeah. Let's get right into the mechanics of this mess. So the cast is back in Charleston after that disastrous Punta Cana vacation. And the Republic crew is throwing their legendary end-of-summer white and ice blue party.
Which is an HR nightmare, let's be real.
A complete HR nightmare wrapped in a themed dress code.
Yeah.
But the actual focal point of the night is Michols Peña's official launch party for his So.Gay Magazine cover.
The crossover. Oh my God, the crossover. We literally didn't know we needed until it was thrust upon our screens.
I'm bracing myself.
Maddi Reese doing a back-to-back all-female DJ set with the one, the only Meredith Marks from Salt Lake City. I was screaming at my television.
You were losing your mind.
The female empowerment of it all. Like when Maddi was doing her confessional talking about how DJing is such a male-dominated field, right? And how incredible it is to see Meredith coming all the way down to Charleston to support the LGBTQ plus community and support women.
Yeah.
I had chills. It was a beautiful moment.
Okay, gorgeous. I'm going to have to bring in the side eye here. I'm providing some pushback.
It was so sweet.
Because you were looking at this through a very heartfelt, optimistic lens. Let's talk about the reality of this crossover.
Okay, ruin it for me.
It's corporate synergy. Yes, empowerment is lovely, but look at the mechanics of Bravo production. They're using established IP, a veteran Real Housewife, to artificially boost the ratings of a newer franchise. It's parasocial audience transfer.
I mean, sure, it's a ratings grab, but they seemed genuinely happy.
Happy. I was dying laughing at Meredith's FaceTime call with Maddi to set this whole thing up.
She was being supportive.
Bestie. Maddi is jumping out of her skin, radiating this intense, manic EDM energy, pacing around her bedroom. And Meredith gives the most hilariously monotone, sedated, "I'm so excited, I can't wait" delivery I have ever witnessed in my life.
She is just a poised older woman.
He was giving hostage video chic. Mother Monotone was sedated by her own elegance. I expect a pulse.
You can't expect her to have the same frenetic energy as a 20-something DJ. She's zen.
Zen is one word for it. I was reading the Reddit forums, and one user perfectly encapsulated this bizarre dynamic. They said, "Never in a Bravo-induced psychosis could I have imagined DJ Maddi crossed with M. Marks."
Which is why it's so brilliant.
It's the mother of all cameos, because it is fundamentally mismatched. They are on different planets. So I have to ask you, is this the greatest Bravo crossover of the year, or just the absolute most bizarre fever dream the producers edited together?
Oh, it's precisely because it makes zero sense. Like, when two parallel universes collide, the friction is what makes it compelling TV.
Friction is definitely the word.
Speaking of friction, though, the mood shifts so dramatically in this episode. We have to talk about Michols and his mother.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That was dark.
My heart was genuinely breaking. So he meets his mom for lunch before the big magazine launch party.
Yeah.
And he is vibrating with anxiety.
He looked like he was walking into a federal deposition.
Right. He has this incredible milestone. He's on the cover of a magazine, looking absolutely fabulous, and he is terrified of her seeing these photos. And they sit down, and this incredibly icy, emotional drama unfolds.
Ice cold.
The mom says she always knew he was gay, and she loves him, but her delivery, it was just so cold. My empathetic heart was bleeding for him. You could see his wounded inner child sitting right there.
Oh, absolutely.
He felt so ashamed for so much of his life, and he just wants her validation. And instead, she criticizes him for not pulling out her chair.
Priorities, apparently.
And then she tells him to stop crying, or she will literally get up and leave the restaurant.
Okay, I'm going to read this mother for absolute filth, because that was a masterclass in psychological damage.
It was awful to watch.
But I also want to use this to explain a broader point about Michols. You focused on his inner child, which is sad, yes.
Yeah.
But let's connect the dots. The consensus online completely nailed this.
What were they saying?
People were saying the source of Michols' anger issues with women is very apparent. And boom, case closed. We did a whole psychoanalysis over a Caesar salad.
Wait, you think this one lunch explains his entire villain arc this season?
Completely. Think about it. When a man is raised by a matriarch who dismisses his emotional reality, He grows up to resent and punish the women in his adult life.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that tracks.
Her affection is like a broken freezer. It is
Mhm.
ice cold and it ruins everything inside of it. She is weaponizing Southern etiquette, right?
Yeah.
The chair pulling. She uses that to avoid his actual emotional vulnerability.
Because it's easier to focus on manners than his tears.
Exactly. It's a defense mechanism. She demands performative etiquette, and when he does cry, she threatens abandonment. Stop crying or I'm leaving. That is a textbook trauma trigger.
It was so harsh. Someone online said they are officially passing the torch from Joe Ellen's mom to Michols' mom in the Rancid Bravo Mother of the Week pageant.
It's an accurate pageant title.
Which is mean, but watching her just tell him to grow up while he was sobbing, it broke me.
Look, I have empathy for the child he was, but not necessarily the man he is now. Trauma explains the behavior, but it does not excuse the Machiavellian way he treats the female staff at Republic.
That's fair.
He is replicating that toxic dynamic. He tries to control the women at the club because he could never control his own mother's affection.
The illusion of control again. He's trying to curate this perfect gay icon image to prove his worth to her, but underneath he is just a scared kid.
Yep, it's classic.
But you know who else is buckling under the illusion of control? Maddi.
Yeah.
We have to pivot to Maddi's fertility meltdown, because this is where the societal pressure really just rears its ugly head.
Oh, God, the transition from parental validation to biological timelines. Let's unpack the science, or the sheer lack of it, in this storyline.
So Maddi has this incredibly high-pressure talk with her mom about marriage and having kids, and she just breaks down to Joe Bradley later. And babes, I related to this so much.
Pressure is real.
Feeling like a kid still, but having this crushing societal pressure to map out your entire biological life while you are still in your 20s. Especially for Maddi, she's dealing with the physiological stress of autoimmune trauma.
Right, the constant blood tests.
Her body is fighting itself, and society is telling her, hurry up and reproduce. She just wants to exist without a ticking clock.
The societal anxiety is completely valid, I will give you that.
Yeah.
But the scientific literacy happening on our screens, my dear, it is in the absolute gutter.
Oh, no. I know where you were going with this.
We have to talk about it.
Yeah.
We have to talk about the confessional, where Maddi explores the mechanics of freezing her eggs versus freezing embryos.
She was just confused.
Maddi, hilariously and completely seriously, admits on national television that she thought freezing an embryo was like a sci-fi movie. She said, quote, where there's just a baby floating in a scientific liquid.
I mean...
She genuinely thought she was putting a tiny, fully formed infant into a vat of blue Gatorade and leaving it in the laboratory fridge.
She is just not well-versed in IVF. The terminology is confusing when you're stressed.
It is basic biology, bestie. Let's explain how this actually works for a second, because the misinformation is staggering. Oocyte cryopreservation egg freezing is just harvesting the unfertilized egg. It's fragile.
Right.
Embryo freezing requires fertilizing the egg with sperm first. It's a much stronger cluster of cells. But when Maddi realizes an embryo actually requires Joe's sperm, she panics.
As she should.
Because she suddenly realizes if they break up, she has legally tied her genetic material to him, and she doesn't want to waste her eggs.
Which is a very valid legal and emotional fear. If you create an embryo with a boyfriend and you break up, who gets custody of the embryo, it's a legal nightmare.
True.
So she turns to Joe for comfort. She is crying. I screamed. I literally threw my sangria across the room. How does a human man's brain formulate that sentence to his crying girlfriend who is terrified about her biological clock?
Because there is absolutely nothing in his brain. I had to bring up the fan reaction to this because it sent me into orbit.
What did they say?
A viewer said that whenever Joe speaks, they just imagine the monkey toy clanging cymbals inside his head.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
And that is exactly what happened here. Let's break down the sheer ignorance. An embryo is cryogenically preserved in liquid nitrogen at almost minus 200 degrees Celsius. It does not expire.
It's not a hot pocket.
Exactly. It does not get freezer burn like a leftover Hot Pocket in the back of a Frigidaire. He essentially compared their potential future unborn child to a bag of frozen peas from 2019.
An expired Hot Pocket. I cannot handle it.
It is the most spectacularly inept, emotionally stunted boyfriend response in reality television history.
It shows a complete lack of empathy. Maddi needs to run. Like, the red flags are not just red, they are on fire. He cannot even conceptualize the emotional weight, so he just relates it to his own stomach.
He really does.
But speaking of men making highly questionable, delusional choices and trying to control things they don't understand, we have to talk about Joe's grand career aspirations and TJ's wieners.
This episode gave us severe whiplash.
So Joe is in full-blown Joey Bottles mode, right? He is riding high off the fumes of his emo night success.
Barely a success.
And he decides to call his mom to pitch this grand business idea for a massive music and wedding venue.
Let's analyze the why here, though. Why this sudden ambition? Because Leva, his boss, called him replaceable, and his fragile male ego is bruised.
Oh, 100%.
He wants to prove to the Bonaparte hospitality empire that he is a mogul. He's operating purely out of spite.
A mogul. He wants to be a hospitality titan. I mean, part of me wants to say, good for him for dreaming big.
Please don't encourage him.
But it's giving severe post-emo night delusion. You threw one nostalgic pop-punk party, Joey, where people drank cheap vodka to Fall Out Boy. You do not have a hospitality empire.
Let's look at the actual statistics for a second. The failure rate for new venues in a saturated market like Charleston is astronomical. Securing commercial real estate, liquor licenses, zoning permits, it requires millions in capital.
And he struggles to manage the VIP ropes.
Exactly. And his mom, bless her heart, tells him to leave room to grow and not do too much at once, which is mother code for slow your roll, you do not even have a business plan.
He doesn't even have a PowerPoint, he's just talking.
It's pure air.
But meanwhile, while he is dreaming of this imaginary venue, he is playing matchmaker. He sets up TJ Dench with his college buddy, Matt, at a promotional event for TJ's actual tangible business, his gourmet hot dog brand, Sir Wieners.
Which is such a deeply unserious brand name. But at least TJ actually has a product.
Right. He has physical hot dogs.
Joe just has an idea floating in his head.
And then the cameo. Out of nowhere, Taylor Ann Green from Southern Charm shows up to this hot dog promo party.
I love when the Charleston cinematic universe overlaps naturally.
Yes. Let's remind the Snark squad of the deep lore here. Taylor co-owns Reset Athletic now. She's doing her fitness thing. And she is still dating Gaston Rojas.
And how did she meet Gaston?
Through TJ's roommate. So the social web in Charleston is incredibly tight. It makes logical sense that she would be at this event.
It does. It's a much more organic crossover than Meredith marks on a hostage FaceTime call.
And Taylor gets right in on the snark, too. She's looking at a photo of Matt, the prospective date, and finds out Matt has a pet dog named Sir Kirkland.
Classic.
And Taylor immediately jokes about renaming the dog Sir Wiener to match TJ's brand. It was a cute, shady little pop-in.
It was very cute.
Yeah.
But back to Joey Bottles and his grand illusions. What is your actual verdict here? Do you think he's going to launch a legitimate venue?
Honestly, I think he genuinely believes he's going to launch a venue right now. He is high on his own supply.
He's floating.
But he's going to hit a massive wall when he realizes that dealing with real estate brokers is slightly more complicated than making a Spotify playlist. But I love the ambition. Let him manifest. We manifested a luxury apartment. Maybe he can manifest a nightclub.
Your optimism is exhausting. I give the venue 6 months of him talking about it before it quietly pivots to a food truck and eventually just a folding table selling T-shirts.
A folding table.
But speaking of careers ending abruptly, we have to talk about the firing karma and the absolute email of doom.
Oh my God, the cinematic timing of this edit. Give the Bravo editors an Emmy immediately.
They deserve a raise.
So the tensions from the Punta Cana trip are just boiling over all episode. Mia and TJ are sitting around gossiping over lettuce burgers.
Which, let's clarify, a lettuce burger is just a salad you hold in your bare hands. It's absurd.
It is a handheld salad. And then we have Emmy. Let's talk about Emmy, hugging Michols at his So.Gay party, smiling in his face, taking photos, despite having just ratted him out to Molly.
Emmy is moving like a highly trained sleeper agent this season. She is lethal.
Lethal. She understands the assignment. So Molly finally realizes the truth. She realizes Michols actively, maliciously helped get her fired from Republic earlier in the season.
He plotted against her.
He plotted. And she is fuming. She tells Brad that karma is coming for Michols, and she delivers this absolute reality TV golden quote, "Karma is only a bitch if you are."
Put it on a T-shirt, print it on a mug, put it on a billboard on the interstate. It is flawless.
Literally flawless. And then right after Molly utters those prophetic words, boom, Cut to Michael standing at his own party, surrounded by fans. He looks down at his phone.
The dreaded push notification.
He receives an email from Leva and the Republic management team stating that they are transitioning him out of the role of assistant general manager. I was screaming at the television.
Yeah.
An email.
This is where we have to analyze the intersection of modern corporate HR practices and reality TV production.
Please do.
I was taking meticulous notes because the petty professional warfare is exquisite. In the real world, if you are demoting an AGM, you call them into a private office.
Right, with HR present.
You discuss performance improvement plans. Leva sending a demotion email via an automated system push notification while the employee is actively hosting a promotional event at your club. It is highly unprofessional.
It is so cold.
But as reality TV, it is wonderfully, deliciously petty. You have to wonder if production tipped Leva off to send it right at that exact moment.
Oh, they definitely did.
The absolute irony of Michael spending weeks trying to get Molly fired through back-channel whispers, only to get publicly demoted via a push notification at the peak of his own ego trip. It's poetic cinema.
It is Shakespearean. Like, he is riding the high of his magazine cover. DJ Meredith Marks is spinning tracks. The strobe lights are flashing. He feels completely in control of his kingdom. And his phone buzzes with an email that rips it all away.
The illusion of control shatters.
I cannot handle the mess, which makes this the perfect time to transition into our segments because I need to project this chaos onto our own lives.
Let's do it. Segment 1. Who could handle 2 podcasts?
Okay, the premise is simple. We want you to look at our current unhinged schedule, practicing dentistry, running 2 podcasts, manifesting apartments, playing rec basketball, and tell me which cast member could survive a week in our shoes.
Who's your pick?
Oh, this is easy for me. I firmly argue that Mia could do it.
Interesting. Why Mia?
Mia thrives in chaos. She knows how to navigate drama, she knows how to compartmentalize, and she knows how to move things along efficiently. Plus, let's look at the financials.
Oh, right. Troy.
Her ex-boyfriend gave her $8,000 to compensate for stolen packages off his porch. So she clearly has the venture capital funding to back up a startup podcast network. She would be doing dental cleanings while simultaneously recording ad reads.
Okay, I see your Mia, and I raise you the absolute unmitigated failure that would be Joe Bradley.
Oh my God, Joe would die.
Joe Bradley would instantly disintegrate under the pressure of our lives. I can see it now. He would show up to the dental clinic in a backwards hat, completely unprepared.
He would forget to press record on the soundboard.
And then, when confronted with the lost audio files, he would accidentally compare our lost data to expired frozen food.
He would.
The man cannot handle a hypothetical embryo. He certainly cannot handle a true crime editing deadline.
He would lose the SD cards and tell us they got freezer burn.
Okay, moving to segment 2. Summer house apartment rankings. Since we are officially on our high horse about our brand new manifested luxury apartment,
We're very insufferable right now.
let's look at the cast's living situations and decide whose life is actually worth the hype.
I'm bringing Lake Rucker to the stand for this one. We see her prepping for her art show, living that struggling, cool girl artist loft vibe.
It's very aesthetic.
It's gritty, it's highly aesthetic. But is it worth it? Is the exposed brick and emotional turmoil worth the lack of central air conditioning?
I mean, it's cute for an Instagram grid, but contrast that with what we just secured. We have modern finishes, we have stainless steel appliances, we have a doorman who accepts our packages so they don't get stolen like Mia's.
Which is crucial. I have to shade the boys' living situations heavily here. You know those boys' apartments in Charleston smell like a combination of Axe body spray, stale beer, and regret.
Pure regret.
They probably have one single folding chair in the living room and a TV mounted way too high on the wall with the wires just hanging down. I will take our manifested Crystal Palace any day over the Republic frat house aesthetic.
The boys definitely sleep on mattresses placed directly on the floor with no bed frame.
Yeah.
It is an epidemic among men in their 20s.
It really is.
All right, moving on to segment 3. Soft girl or chaos goblin. We have to assign the cast members to either wellness queen energy or total disaster energy.
Okay, Maddi. My heart desperately wants to say soft girl because she really wants to be. She's doing the blood tests, focusing on her DJ career, preaching empowerment.
But her reality?
Her relationship with Joe and her exhausting feud with Grace Lilly drags her straight into the mud. She's a chaos goblin against her own will. Her environment forces her into goblin mode.
Agreed. Maddi is a soft girl trapped in a chaos goblin's life. Now, let's look at Michols. Absolute chaos goblin, but he masks it in high-fashion PR spin.
Yes, he throws white parties, he wears designer labels, he demands good manners at lunch.
But underneath, He is sending covert texts to get his friends fired from their jobs. He is actively sabotaging women's careers while demanding they pull out his chair. That is pure, unadulterated goblin behavior.
Pure goblin. He is the king of the goblins. But wait, the ultimate chaos goblin, Emmy.
Oh, Emmy, share it.
She is the crown jewel of chaos this episode because hugging Michols at his party, smiling with her teeth, giving him congratulations on his cover, literally 24 hours after setting the wheels in motion to destroy his career.
That is not just a goblin. That is an apex predator. It's sociopathic in the most entertaining way possible.
Okay, final segment before we close out. Segment 4. What would be side-legging in it? In our dream summer house.
We're escalating manifestation.
What ridiculous luxury features would we absolutely require if we were building our own Bravo-style summer house, especially now that we live in the same building?
What's your non-negotiable?
Oh, easy. I require a dedicated room just for charging my crystals. I need skylights angled perfectly by an astronomer to catch the lunar phases.
An astronomer.
Yes. So the quartz reaches maximum kinetic potential. And that room will double as our recording studio for the Fugitive Files true crime ad reads. Imagine the acoustic resonance of a room lined entirely in rose quartz.
Ethereal, sure. But I require something a bit more functional to survive this partnership.
Oh, what's that?
I need a bottomless white peach sangria tap installed directly into the kitchen island. No chopping fruit, just pure on-demand lifestyle branding.
I support that.
And, crucially, I need a military-grade soundproof wall installed between our adjacent apartments so I do not have to hear you practicing your high-speed dentistry drills next door while I am trying to watch my stories.
The drills aren't that loud. It's just a little high-pitched whine. It's barely noticeable.
It sounds like a mosquito having a panic attack inside a tin can.
Soundproof walls are completely non-negotiable if this manifestation is going to survive the winter.
Fine, fine. A sangria tap and soundproof walls. We're putting it on the vision board tonight. Well, Snark Squad, thank you so much for hanging out with us through the absolute psychological chaos of this week and for sipping this fabulous sangria with us.
We love you more than Meredith Marks loves a monotone greeting.
Truly. But before we let you go, we need you to hit the comments and answer a few pressing questions for us. Number 1, would you actually listen to a true crime podcast from us? Or should we strictly stick to dragging reality stars?
Be honest, but be gentle with our egos.
Number 2, what is the one ridiculous luxury feature you would need in your dream apartment? Tell me your wildest manifestation. And number 3, do you think our crystals actually manifested this apartment, or did we just get insanely lucky with the leasing office?
Because she needs validation on her wellness practices. I do.
Yeah.
And finally, number 4, what is your ultimate favorite summer drink? Are you joining us in the white peach sangria lifestyle, or are you doing something else to cope with the heat?
Let us know. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Boost those Apple ratings so we don't have to sell our plasma to afford this new apartment.
Please, 5 stars. Leave a review. Until next time, remember the rules we live by. Stay messy.
Stay manifested.
And we will see you on the Snark side.